Good afternoon. It is Friday, June 6th, 2025. What do Christians spend their time talking about? How is our speech different from non-believers? How do we involve others in conversation? Often we talk about sports or current events just like everybody else does. But the Apostle Paul has some suggestions to the Colossian church about some of the things that ought to fill their conversations with other believers. In Colossians chapter 3, verses 16 to 17, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, second edition, it said, "Let the message about Christ in all its richness fill your lives. Teach and counsel each other with the wisdom he gives. Sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs to God with thankful hearts. And whatever you do or say, do it as a representative of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks through him to God the Father." He says, let the message about Christ fill your lives. If you're a believer in Jesus Christ, you have two stories. The first story is your story about Jesus, his life, his death, his burial, his resurrection. And you should know and be able to tell the story about Jesus and tell about some of the things he said and some of the miracles he did that appeal to you, and especially talk about how beautiful it was on Resurrection Day when they saw him come back to life after having died on the cross. You have a story to tell about Jesus. But the second story you have to tell is the story about God's actions in your life. The things that God has specifically done for you, the forgiveness he granted to you, the way he got your attention in the first place. Talk about how he's answering prayer for you right now. Talk about the things you're learning from the Lord as you read his word and study the Bible and learn from him. You have a message about Christ, and it is rich and it is full, and that can fill your lives. You can be telling your stories, the one about Jesus and the one about you, to everybody you meet. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing to let that fill your discussion. Then he tells us to teach and counsel each other. That means we need to talk when it's necessary, to teach and counsel others, to be able to share the benefits of our experience and wisdom and our knowledge with others. But also, it means we need to listen when necessary. It's never enough to always be the only one to have things to say. We need to listen to the instruction and counsel of others. That's what it means to teach and counsel each other. There's times where I'm teaching and counseling you, and there's times where I'm listening to your instruction and your counsel for me. It is a mutual thing we do together. And then he reminds us to sing. Music is an important part of serving the Lord and worshiping the Lord. He said, sing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. And you can figure out yourself which one is which. But he says we need to sing those to God. We're not singing just to make our voices heard. We're not singing just to make noise. We're singing a communication to God with thanksgiving. Then he reminds us, whatever we say or do, we represent Jesus Christ. We are his advertisement and his representative. And we represent him in everything we do or say. And then he reminds us to give thanks and to be thankful in everything. Think about the last time you told your friends what you were thankful about. The last time you told your family what they did or what they were that you were thankful about. You see, gratitude is the opposite of complaining. If we express to one another how we are grateful, we don't have any time to be complaining about the things we don't like. We're too busy sharing about the things we do like and how grateful we are one for another. Look at your speech this week and see how it's seasoned and how much Christ fills the conversations you have. Let it be real and not fake. And let it be a true statement of who you are, how grateful you are that God has touched your life and changed your life. May you and I have speech centered around Christ this week. God bless you.